Tony Tinted,
Yeah.
Sawana Ezo, TJ, and Mr. Sam, the Big Sam. Lanky but Big Sam. Yeah. So, in Nigerians in Diaspora podcast tonight. So, Savi, let's go with you. Say hello to our audience.
Hi guys, good to have you join us this evening. Pleasure to have you guys around us. And as many of you are joining to this program, we urge that we share the programs and invite loved ones to be part of the discourse. You can always leave your opinion at the chat room so that we know how we can, be more informative and educate ourselves on the happenings around the world as it concerns Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Uh, TJ, say hello to our audience.
Hi guys, my name is Tijani Akinteye. It's lovely to be here once again with lovely audiences all around the world. I'm a real estate investor, broker, American, and we hope we're able to deliberate together and have to share something tangible amidst each other toward having a better country for ourselves and a better nation and a better self for our own self. Thank you.
Uh, uh, Again with us is Satoni Tinted, Chief Wana Eze.
Uh,
That's right.
Guys, good evening, everyone. I'm happy to be here tonight, and stay tuned. It's gonna be fun. Just stay tuned. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. And Enyimba Inaba, the Big Sam, lanky but big.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Glad you're tuning in with us. I'm Samoke. We're here in New York. Please like us, share our opinion, and invite family members to listen and share. Oh, we believe you enjoy us tonight. Thank you once again for being with us.
So thank you and welcome again on Nigerians in Diaspora podcast. So tonight we're discussing President Trump's warning on Nigerian government concerning the attack on Christians in Nigeria. So some school of thought say the terrorists in Nigeria are attacking both Muslims and Christians, but some school of thoughts believe that the Islamist terrorists are attacking only Christians. Nigeria is made up of both Christians and Muslims, and those that believe in uh, African religion. So tonight we're going to be discussing on that. Uh, Nigerian president has replied. Donald Trump made another strong statement. So tonight we're going to look at some things. Some Nigerian content makers have their own views, but tonight we want to listen to the views of Nigerians in diaspora. So starting with you, Satij, what do you think about this President Trump's warning? Do you think that Christians are being attacked in Nigeria? What's your take?
Once again, good evening, everyone, and good evening, Chief Host and other contributors. I think we're getting everything wrong. And if we study President Trump very well and the way he always approach, his matters, it's not just that he decided to just throw that to Nigeria as a country, or maybe um, he hates us or something. I'm sure his attention was brought to this. So the question is now that when the attention was brought to him, was it brought with fact or was it not brought with fact? Just like you had said in your introductory part, Nigeria is made up of both Muslims and Christians in population. And we can actually say, even in the north. okay, there are some areas where they have larger population of, Muslims, but you cannot say there are no Christians as well. For example, Southern Kaduna, for example, there are a lot of Christians there. There are a lot of Christian. I remember growing up, we used to think like, when they say you're Hausa, you're Muslims, or you're a Muslim rather. And not until when some of us went to federal schools and we start meeting people and you discover that you can be an Aisha, you can be a Muhammad, and you're still a Christian. It does not signify that you just being born in the north or just being born in the south, for example, signifies automatically that you are a Christian. It is just like covering of hair and all of those things, just like it's a way of life for the northerners. If you go to Saudi Arabia, for example, Christians wear jalabia as well. They dress like the traditional Muslims. The way they dress, they sometimes they wear turban. It does not mean like because they have dressed in that form and manners that it means like they're 100% Muslims. No. So for President Trump to have warned or to have sent a message is as a result of, you know, something bettered, that's exactly what I'm saying. So my own is, if, let's say, for example, there's no doubt that people have been dying both in numbers as a Muslim or as a Christian in the north, and there are records to show people were bombs, and churches were bombed, mosques were bombed that are in record, and it's kind of a little bit difficult to be able to, differentiate if it was more of like an ethnic fight or if it was more of a religious fight or a land issue. Like for example, in Plateau State, they have actually highest number of insurgencies. I've known that particular region. Borno is another place as well that they've had series of issues. There were a lot of times where during Armenia administration back when certain local governments were taken by terrorists. All these things were documented, and the Jonathan administration tried their possible best. The Buhari administration came in and they tried to fight back, took back some of the local government, and now the Tinubu administration. If the government of President Trump is coming in to help fight Boko Haram, why not? If we cannot do it all this while since, all I just feel like if America is going to help, I think it is better they should help us with intelligence. They should help us with ammunition and what have you. Like in the last few years, President Trump has sold some ammunition to Nigeria, which is well documented as well to fight insurgents. Yeah, these are many more ways in which I know President Trump is a businessman who knows how to do negotiation very well and knows how to deal with things of this manner. He has done it in many places before, and I won't be surprised if he's able to introduce something similar in dialogue or in conflict resolution in Nigeria. So it's a welcome idea in my view, and it's going to also make our politicians to sit right and try to just do the right thing, irrespective of political affiliation or political party or whatever. They're all Nigerians. They are elected. They are not selected. There to do something, and they have people whom they are representing. They're supposed to what represent them with what equitable representation. I just read the checks and balances will be very very right. Like at the end of every maybe term or whatever, they can always go back to their community or constituencies to give feedback on what their achievements have been. The president has been saying every community should hold their governors responsible for development, should hold their governors for development regarding their areas. But who are those people to do? Is it local government chairman that will come and do that? So because we don't have a good system to do all these checks, so governors see themselves as what? As lesser god in quote, that they are untouchable. And many of them, I'm of the support that we shouldn't be having straight 4 years. Probably we should be having once 6 year term. So nobody will be thinking of coming back for second time. If you have straight 6 years, it's better. Let's see what you can do. And if people are not satisfied with you, let them vote you out. Vote of no confidence can be passed. But the question is, do we really have the system to do the checks and balances? Thank you.
I before I go to my uh, other brothers, yeah, I know you're a Muslim. I want to ask this question: do you think there are Islamist extremists, terrorists in Nigeria? Do you think there are? Do you think they are part of this? Because some people are looking at Muslims as violent people. Who are these extremists? Do you think there are extremists in Muslim? Do you think that those terrorists are extremists because they are portraying themselves as Muslims? Please, I want you to clarify us on that. If you can do that in 60 seconds.
Thank you, my honorable host. Every form of anything in life has extremists. Even in Christianity, there are extremists. In Islam, definitely there are extremists. And the term Boko Haram is not just something that was coined, it's something that existed. We know the whole trajectory of all these things, how it happened. The whole of the Sahel area have series of what you might call it, terror groups. And what exactly bettered all this terrorism? It's because the government have refused to do the right thing by the people. People will pick up arms when they feel very, very unsatisfied with what governments are supposed to do. Basic amenities. There are no foods. A particular local government or particular governor will be given money to do certain things, little, little things, and they will not do it by the people. Some particular people will feel affected that, oh, they are being marginalized. It's the same thing if we go back to the whole era of Biafra and whatever. It's the same thing: marginalization, marginalization, marginalization. So by the time like some people feels like, oh, they're not being treated well, it's just so unfortunate that they use the term terrorists. When we had during the Jonathan period, it was militants that we had. And for every administration, there's always something bothering each governance. So at some point, it becomes like each tribe has something that will come for them as a cash cow to end the national cake rights. If we're not going to deceive ourselves, this is more like becoming like a trendy thing. I remember during President Obasanjo time, it was the OPC, and when they were not giving him when they were giving him headache, what did he do? He had to take, law by his hand and decide to like give the police the 100% right to shoot at sight. Because nobody will be able, when there's anarchy, there's nobody that will be able to rule as a leader. Just like we have here, state of emergency, the martial law. All those things were put in place so as for you as a citizen to understand that, come, if you misbehave, there's something that can be in place to check your stupidity. So I'm not going to say there are no extremists. There is extremism everywhere. There's extremism in Islam, definitely. But all those people cannot be called Muslim because what is termed as a Muslim? A Muslim is supposed to look out for another human. A Muslim is supposed to see another human, whether you're a Christian or you're an anarchist or you're or whatever, or you're atheist. Sorry. You have to see every other person as human and you have to treat them like what? As equal. So if you now, negate all these Islamic tenets, Islamic rules, if you do anything that tarnishes the image of Islam, you're no longer a Muslim. So a Muslim is supposed to look out for what? For the peace of another. There's a saying in the hadith that says, as a Muslim, you're supposed to ensure to the right side of your house. 10 houses to your right, you're supposed to be good to your neighbor. And 10 houses to your left, you're supposed to make sure that your neighbors are good to you as well. They are good to you. They're supposed to know that this person, they can speak good of you. But the question is, how many of us as Muslims or as human can our neighbors be what? Be proud of us and be, than say something nicer about us. But in the past, even in America, we have seen that the trajectory has changed over time. People don't have the fear of Muslims. People would rather say, I want my child or I want my children to be a friend of a particular Muslim. It's there on the internet. You can see it everywhere because Islam preaches about peace. The term Islam simply means peace. It's the same thing as shalom. It's the same thing as what? Assalamu alaikum when you're greeting someone. It's the same meaning. So, but either we're not gonna have people who are extremists or not. That one is it boils down to individual. And there's a saying that it's better for you to know Islam before knowing a Muslim. A Muslim is just a regular person, but Islam is perfect and Muslims are not perfect. That is why we always have this issue about, human every time. I hope I've been able to answer your question,
Do
sir.
you consider this
Well,
so-called Islamic terrorists
yeah,
as Muslims?
TJ, I have a little thing to to question in what you just put out there,
Yes,
especially
sir.
when it comes to this. I really don't want us to make this like a religious thing or about Muslim or Islam or the thing, but I just have to
It's
like
not a religious thing, it's just
ask,
a simple question I asked, yeah.
just throwing just a few, because if you want to go by what you just explained now, then they wouldn't have the most of the insurgencies and the terrorism that we have seen or experienced through the years. They all draw their ideas from the religion, and if you want to go by it, even the hadith itself. I mean, I don't want to claim to be a Muslim scholar, but we have in several portions of the Quran where it's clearly stipulated and instructed that certain action should be taken. I mean, it depends on who is reading it and the person deep level of understanding, but that
Victor,
creates the avenue for people who.
Victor, I don't want us to go towards that side, right? Uh,
Yeah, it's not
concerning
a
this,
topic. If it's the topic of
hold on,
discussion,
hold on,
then we can talk more about that
yeah.
because there's something with revelation. Things there's a reason why those things were revealed. While it was revealed, those who are revealed for the term jihad most of the time is always misused. When you
Yeah, I know,
when you
but we're
say
not
the
going to
word
jihad
jihad,
now because of time.
no, no,
Okay,
I'm just
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
It's just
so
like what he
let's
said.
Yeah.
But don't let
okay,
us
so
go into that now. It's
let's
Yeah.
then let's just allow it be. Let's just allow it
Yeah.
be. Let's
Let,
just
okay.
allow it be, and
let me
then
come in.
let's just
Let,
let's just allow
can
it
I
be,
come in?
because
Yes, you can.
yeah, brother, you can come in.
All right. Yeah. Thank you once again, everybody. Uh, the issue at hand is, Trump declaration of Nigeria being of particular interest due to the killings of Christians, as he termed it. Okay. My brother TJ spoke really well. He, from experience, I believe it's only him and my brother Big Vic that knows Nigeria in and out, both north and south. But my own thing is Nigeria is a secular state, it's a secular society. It's predominantly Muslims in the north and Christians in the south. The Christians, the Western Muslims, like my brother TJ, their perception about Islamic religion, I think, is a bit different from the way our northern brothers, take the Islamic religion. Now, the issue of these killings, let me not deviate. The issue of this extremism dated back from Jonathan's administration, and is this thing started because of their quest to wrest power out of a government that they're not comfortable with. I won't say Christian president, but the issue is that the Boko Haram was bettered because of the government they're not comfortable with. And Jonathan did his best, and Boko Haram was used to sabotage that government, and eventually he was defeated in the polling station, and Buhari took over. Buhari was more or less sympathetic to this religious or Muslim extremists. They have their field there. They did all what they want to do and get away with a lot. This thing grew until President Tinubu took over. Has the government done much to check the insurgency? The answer will be no, because most of these killings are no longer reported. They're no longer reported. They're being covered. In Zamfara, Muslims are being killed more than Christians. In Niger State, Muslims are being killed more than Christians. But President Trump, as a Christian, is protecting his own religion because of what he knows about this extreme uh, terrorists, this Islamic terrorists. Call them what they are. That's who they are. It's not painting the TJ explained it well. They are bad eggs, but they're coming from a particular sector of religion. And the way they're killing Christians is the information that being passed. All of us know this information. What is going on in Kaduna, in Plateau State, in Benue State? That's the extermination of Christianity, Christian religion. So this thing has gone to the level that the government is trying their best, but their best is not good enough. People are taken to self-protection and all those things. And eventually, I'm talking to the American president. This is a Christian country. And whether you call it God or gas, whatever it is, people need that help. People need that intervention. Governor Kwankwaso spoke today. He applauded the Americans to help, but like my brother TJ said, yeah, you have the areas who would like Americans to help, to stop these killings. Is there a Christian mass killing of Christians in Nigeria? Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. And if the government is not doing enough to convince the people that they're with them, then there's no room. There will be no room to start, complaining or criticizing American government to trying to step in. Now, Kwankwaso asked Tinubu to set up like an envoy to go meet American government and, figure out a way that they will help. Nigeria really, really needs help. In the area of arms, those arms they be given to Nigerian soldiers end up in the terrorist hands. So Nigeria needs international help to stop these killings. As simple as that. There's no going around about it. If you're criticizing the American government for, noticing what is going on in Nigeria, I don't think you're in a better place. We all live here. People down there, especially in the north, or people that live in this, people have been displaced from their various homes by these terrorists. They celebrated, they conquer everywhere. So Nigeria really needs help. I applaud the President of America to just say it, no matter how his tantrum or his character, for him to even mention it should put panic in Nigerian government. So if that will wake them up to do something, so be it. But it's a welcome development from my own side. Thank you, guys.
Sam, thank you so much, Sam. Can I just chip in a little bit? Thank you, TJ. Thank you, Savik. My name is Juan Ayeze. I've been going through the social media, the content creators in Nigeria, and most of them, the way they analyze these things, I begin to wonder if they've been paid, because I was expecting them to, to applaud this movement by Trump. To be frank, even VDM champions this whole thing before, going around, going to all those places, that church being burned, going to Edo State and all that, asking for help. And one of the minister, whatever, I don't know his name, came out the other day and said that there's only God intervention that we know, that we need God intervention, that they ran out of idea. They don't even know how to combat this thing anymore. You know what I mean? And the VDM know about all these things too, but I'm surprised the way he analyzed this whole thing, that America, they're coming for interest and stuff. I mean, they didn't even applaud, for Trump even calling this thing out. Even if is only calling it, like saying it as it is without even coming in. I think Nigeria government are sitting up right now, this is what we've been expecting, from all these past world leaders, like when Obama was there, Obama didn't do that much. Even Biden didn't do that much to help Nigeria. But at least Trump came in now and tried to do something. We should encourage him and applaud him for doing that. But most of most people on the internet, they think, oh, America is coming there for our resources. They're not coming there to help us. I was like, what is going on with these people? Okay, let's say America, they are coming there to get whatever thing they want to get. Is it not even better for them to come and solve this problem? And even if they want to take whatever, you know, after all, we are not getting anything from those things. We are not getting, we've not been getting any money from those mineral resources. So for me, I don't even care if they coming there to for anything. But I believe they're not. Trump is not coming there for anything. Trump sincerely wanted this thing to stop because he's someone that he always talk about Christian, like religious freedom. He always speak about it, even in America here. So I believe him that he's actually coming there to solve this problem if our leaders did not do anything, you know. So I'm just praying, that all these things will work out, work out well. Like I'm just praying. Let's just keep our hands, and see what's going on, what's gonna happen. So thank you so much, guys.
Thank you very much, Chairman. So Vic, what's your take on what's going on in Nigeria?
I mean, a lot is going on. We have the American president trying to come to our rescue. And to be honest, I think if we don't have anything against the Christian population, and if some of those people who seems to be against the idea, um, because it's termed Christian genocide, maybe if the name Christians are taken away from the whole thing, and then they see that probably they have to do something about the citizenry that are being butchered every day. Maybe they will appreciate it better. Listen, this thing is to an extent is really is on ease, to be honest. Um I see no reason why people should be against this. I mean, there's no reason why they should be against this because this has been going on for a while now. For as long as I remember, it's been there. For those of us who are not really familiar with activities of this nature, um, I could take us back as 1996, 1986. I'll just be drawing one or two few examples that are in recorded history. The likes of Gideon Akaluka was beheaded for blasphemy. Gideon Akaluka was beheaded in Kanu. And even though he was rescued, taken to a police station, the mob went to the police station, broke him out of jail, and cut off his head, paraded his head in the whole market, and nobody was brought to book. What does that tell you? In recent history, the likes of Yakubu, Deborah Samuel Yakubu, who was the second year student in the, I think, Shagari College of Education. What happened? They had a WhatsApp group, their class had a WhatsApp group where she made a comment that was termed as being blasphemous or blasphemous. And even though the school tried to hid her away from the other students, she was brought out. She was stoned to death. She was stoned to death. Her her lifeless body was burnt to ashes. And the few people that were arrested after there was an outcry of justice, a few people were arrested. The likes of Aliyu and I think there were just two of them that were taken to court. That case was just it was a shame of justice. What happened? The case was thrown out, and as we speak, nobody has been held responsible for the death of Deborah. And I don't think anybody will be held responsible because even the Nigerian police, the prosecutor was a Muslim, the the magistrate in this case was a Muslim, the defense lawyer was a Muslim, the everybody that was involved in that case in the court before it was uh, dismissed was they were all Muslims. So what happened? I bring this to our notice because each time we want to speak about this, people just see just from the political. This thing has been happening for a very long time, and I take our mind back also to the Boko Haram thing. You ask yourself, why is it that when Boko Haram wanted to kidnap students, they targeted Chibok? Chibok is predominantly 95% Christians community in Chibok. A lot of people don't know. The likes of Goza. These are Christian community, predominantly, not as if they don't have Muslim there, but predominantly they are Christians. Goza, Chibok, even the likes of Madagali, Gulag, all these places, you have a high percentage number of Christians, and this is where they concentrated their attacks during the days when their heydays. So this has been going on systematically. But these guys that speaks today, they are all interested. They're just interested in politics. They're just interested in the now. You know, just let things go back to normal, so that they can have their way in whatever it is that their interest is. But the truth about it is that Donald Trump spoke about it and said that something has to be done. Just like Sati said, even if he didn't take no action further, for the fact that we are talking about it is enough because the killings have been going on. Remember, one of their the action that Boko Haram took was if the bombing of the Mandela Church on the 24th of December in Mandela. Remember what happens in Jos on the 24th of December, a Christmas gift. On the Christmas Eve, you know how many people were slaughtered. Why is it that this thing is always one-sided? Why is it that you don't hear that Christians attack Muslims community or attack a church, like a mosque? You don't hear that because it doesn't happen. Why is it that it's always the other way around and nothing is being done? That is the most painful thing about the whole thing is that the government doesn't seem to have anything as a response to this. You only see them speak when something like this is being demanded of them. When the pressure is on them, that's when you see them speak. Now he wants to go. I heard the president wants to go and speak with Trump in America. It's a good thing. I mean, that's the best thing to do as it stands right now. But it would be better for them to take more action back at home in order to stamp this thing before it runs out of hand. Look at the communities in Benue State, right? They go there, they massacre these people, burn their villages, burn their farms, destroy everything.
Oh,
And that village, most times people don't go back, they don't return. Why? That's what we call genocide. Genocide is a systematic, deliberate action to ethnic cleanse a population. That's what it means. It's a Greek word, genocide, right? So for me, let the government take the appropriate action, protect the people. It doesn't matter they might be Christians or Muslim or none of those, but as long as they are protected, this wouldn't have come up. But it came up because it keeps happening over and over and again. And so now it has gotten to the attention, it has gotten the attention of the President of the United States. And when the president of the United States speaks, you listen. You better listen, because they have the soft power, and they have everything on their side to make things happen. We can
Sadiq, I
take
want
the
to interrupt
examples
you there,
of
please.
Iran.
Uh,
Okay.
our former president Buhari also came to the US to see Donald Trump. Yet nothing happened. Do you think that President Tinubu coming to see Donald Trump will change anything? Or do you think that America should move in and do the job? There, there were lists before submitted by UAE government that has list of some Nigerian politicians, I don't want to say government officials, who are sponsors of Boko Haram. Till date, Nigerian government has not done anything about that list. So do you think that President Tinubu going to America will change anything? Do you think that America selling weapons to Nigeria will change anything? America has given weapons to Buhari previously. So what do you think is supposed to happen now? What do you think will be the right move at this point?
Well, from the government perspective, I'm not an advisor to the government of Nigeria, but I think the right move from the Nigerian government is to seek diplomatic solution. I mean, they have to pull all their strings from that angle. That's the best option that they have right now in order to get um, to resolve this. Outside that, they don't have anything much to run on.
Can I,
Then when it
Yes.
comes to when it comes to the weapon, like you said, when point Trump 1.0, it wasn't really clear. Then it was like, this guy just came in. It was the Obama era that ushered in Buhari. So the information that Trump was really running on or running with was the intelligence that was given to him by most of the intelligence that was gathered by the previous administration. And if you know, Trump 1.0 wasn't like this 2.0, because then there was a lot of people that were with him, working with him or for him, that wasn't really driving the agenda that Trump had. So I think that was the reason why they were able to make him to give those weapons uh to Buhari with a stringent condition. you know and as we may have it, it didn't take long. The Joe Biden came in, and then took out Nigeria from the CPC list, and then the rest is now history. But I want to say something about Nigeria. I'm just going to take a few minutes or a few seconds. You know, um, this thing has to be handled back home. The government of the day have to take responsibility, because the first responsibility of government is protection of the people. That's the first thing. That is the one and most important reason why government exists. But if you look at what is going on back home, even some governors, like the governor of Zamfara State, said that they knew where all these guys are. They knew where these bandits and these terrorists, their hideout, and where they stay. And you could see that the government negotiate with them, talk to them. They come in on the open light. You see them on social media. I mean, this is. I mean, just say something about the government today. You'll be tracked, and you ask yourself, how come the government cannot track the location of these guys? Apart from knowing tracking them, they come out in the open. The other day, I saw on social media where they had meeting with government officials, and they came in with their guns, like, openly. So the government know where they are, because they came in openly and everybody saw it. So if the government wants to do something about it, they will be able to do it. But the thing is, I don't really know why it is that it's difficult for the government to handle this. I mean, it beats my imagination that the government don't want. It seems the government doesn't want to do something about it. It's like they
Victor,
just okay with the way it is.
Victor, can I come in
Yes,
a little bit? Let me help you a little
yes,
bit.
yes, yes.
So what happened is that you know why these people are coming to the question they ask you, what do you think that will happen? So they actually coming to US. Uh, you know why they're coming? I checked 2 years ago, America gave Nigeria about $1.2 billion in aid money. Last year they give them about around 800 and something $1 million, almost a billion. This year Trump gave Nigeria only 80 something $1 million. So they're supposed to receive the balance by the end of this year, fiscal year. So now that Trump is threatening to do something, automatically that money is not coming in. And they have already, plan plan to share. You know where I'm coming from.
What to do with the money?
uh Now, that Trump is threatening to do something, whether military or whatever thing they already know that money is not coming, so they're rushing to DC to meet him. So the money will come in. They're not actually going there for this whole thing to stop, my brother. I'm telling you guys the truth. Go and mark my words. You know, I know these people. They don't really care about killing or whatever. They go in there for the money. So you will see now. Once they go there, they will go and lie, bring false information and give to Trump, lie, lie, lie. At the end of the day, Trump was okay, no problem. I'll give you guys this money, this, that. They will go home, and that will be it. But I'm praying that this will not happen that way. I pray that we'll wake up tomorrow or wake up any day, we'll hear some good news. So thank you so much.
Yes, it's
Yes.
unfortunate that this is how we perceive our government. And the government need to do
the-
more. To be honest, I mean, you cannot be far from the truth, because from their actions and inactions, you could see that. Okay, for example, the likes of is it Olusegun Dada, the special advisor to the president on digital communication. He's been speaking a lot, like sharply. There's a contrast from what he was saying during the Jonathan era. The Jonathan era, he had a lot of tweets where he says that churches are being bombed, Christians are being killed, and today he's saying that no, that it's not Christian, it's everybody. It's Muslim. Not denying the fact that these attacks sometimes it affects our Muslim brothers too. But we must also know that this happened mostly from like something that you could term to be like a conflict. Because I remember there was a time the leader of Boko Haram was Shekau, and they also have this guy who is Al Barnawi, I think, the son of the late Mohammed Yusuf, the founder of Boko Haram. They were at loggerhead, and at the end of the day, I there's no information right now on to how Shekau was killed. But they had issues. The two camps had problems. So when things like that happen, you could easily say, well, these are Muslims, and some of them are killed, in mosques or in anywhere. But the general thing that is happening that everybody could see and relate with is that you go to churches, they are being burnt, and people are being killed and burnt. Like the attack in our more than 40 worshippers were killed in a church on Sunday, unprovoked. They came in there and killed these people for no reason, right? You can hardly see such being done, like Christians going into the mosque to do the same thing. So if you ask me, this is a systematic thing that the government needs to do more about. And if they don't, I think what Trump is doing is putting the pressure on them for them to sit up and do the right thing. I hope they hit to it, because it's an opportunity for us to take care of this problem once and for all. I rest this.
I have a question. Some of the attackers uh, are accused of colliding with the military because some of the victims sometimes say that when these attackers come, even though the military checkpoints are close to their homes, nothing happens. Most times the military come an hour or 2 hours after the attack. So some people are saying that the military must have been infiltrated. What do you guys think about that?
that's absolutely right. That's 100% right. Okay. How do you explain this that some what they call them repented terrorists are assimilated into the military? Don't you think that they stay sympathetic to or their brothers that are still on the other side? So has the military been infiltrated? Absolutely right. Because the firepowers you see with these terrorists, they're better than what the local vigilante or local police of the community have. Where do they get it? How do they get it? All the ammunitions, all the so somebody in the high places are sponsoring them. And the military, they have the military details. You know, sometimes you see these military guys that have seen more than they can chew. You see them exposing all these ills that are going down there. Former President General Abacha said that any insurgency that lasted more than 24 hours was supported by government. So if
I
the
remember that
government
statement.
exactly, so if the government cannot do anything, that means they know the source. They have their people that are using this for their own benefit. Talking
Uh,
about former President Buhari coming to Washington, or like my brother Vic said, that was a different era, and the information there that time is different from the information now. And the government of Donald Trump then was sympathetic to what was going on to Nigeria at that time. That was why you see him supporting them, giving them arms and all these aids. But right now they get the right information that upon all this in all these years, and Nigeria being the superpower of Africa or West Africa, you know how Nigeria has settled wars in various African countries and little insurgency Nigeria cannot handle. That means there is something wrong. So now he got information. He got the full information. That was why he's threatening to, you know, uh, take care of the insurgency if Nigeria cannot do it. So I don't see them coming here as being bad. That means they get the memo that there's a new sheriff in town. Like my brother, one I used to say, okay, yeah, they're coming to talk about money. They give them money. I don't see Trump as you know that being that naive to just come and tell these people, okay, you're going to do something, I'll release that money to you. No, I don't see. I see Trump as someone that mean what he says. I see him as, uh, I see him as someone that means what he said. Especially if you're a follower of Trump, you know his body language about all these, you know, uh, extremists. You know what he can do. You know when he mean what he says. So I don't believe they're coming here to convince him to release the balance of the head. No. So I hope for good. I believe this time around there's going to be a change. There's going to be a change because Tinubu know the right thing to do. Coming from where he coming from, he knows the right thing to do. I don't know, and I see him as somebody that would have done far better than what he's doing because he. Uh, I see him as somebody that don't have a godfather from where he's coming from. I see him as somebody that will take a stand and do stuff. And if you want to write his name on the stone, let him just move on to restructure Nigeria. As simple as that. So if people want to stand their own and you know have a Sharia law and do whatever they want to do in their region, so be it. So if he can restructure Nigeria, which he's capable of doing, if coming, oh man,
yeah, I
Uh,
mean, it is. I just want to add some point there. moderator. Listen, in what you call it, there's a guy that they call Pau Baraje. Remember, these were PDP chieftains that actually moved over to form the APC. He said, and I quote that they brought in these insurgents to fight the government of Jonathan. He said it. You can. It's something that he said it, right? So they knew. The former governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, said that he paid these people not to be killing Nigerians at some point. You remember the former CBN governor, the late what's his name again? Uh, I've forgotten this man's name. He said that they that he spoke they spoke with these guys, and they told them that they were brought in for this ethnic cleansing. And you ask yourself, how come in Kaduna State, for example, how come it is only in southern Kaduna that you have 95% of these attacks, and 99.9% of southern Kaduna are predominantly Christians? How come the attack is concentrated on the southern Kaduna axis of the state? Why? So there's no denial. Remember when Deborah was killed, even the former vice president Atiku Abubakar put out a tweet, and within after some hours, when he got a backlash from the Muslim population, he deleted the tweet and claimed that um, his Twitter account was hacked. But we already got the tweet. This is just to tell you why it's persistent, because this is what they want. This is what most of these guys see as a way of life. This is what they are taught, you know, that there's no how we can have stay in a space where a Christian, will be, on top of you or be leading you or after, because it's there. This is where they draw all their knowledge from, this particular religion. So if the government want to do something, the time is now. I mean, like, the time is like yesterday. Because for me, it is too many killings. And now it's like Nigerians are now used to the killings. Like, you just hear the killing, you just pass. Like, it's nothing. And this killing, many are unannounced. For example, kudos to VDM, even though I don't agree with, you know, with everything that he states, right? But VDM was the one that brought our attention to the last killing, or one of the killings in Benue State. Imagine if VDM never went to that place where more than 200 people were burnt alive. It wouldn't have made the news, because even the mainstream news media in Nigeria, I don't know if what is happening with them, because they are not like what they used to be back in the days, where they go and investigate. There's no more investigative journalism over there. The only thing you hear is just what they want you to hear, and
Can I
that's
interrupt
it.
you there?
For me,
Can I interrupt you
yeah,
there?
go on,
Sorry.
please.
Do you think that Nigerian journalists are free? Do you think they can say whatever they want? Do you think they can really report any news that is not in favor of the government? I remember recently some TVs were threatened to lose their license, right? And some were fined. So do you think they can really report what's really happening in the country?
It's difficult for them to do their job, because the system has been so negatively entrenched that, you know they get their fundings from these politicians. And let me tell you the truth, let me just be generous. 80 to 85% of the news media are owned by the politicians, who are either in government or their friends are in government. That's the honest truth. If you ask me, there are very few journalists that still stand their ground. The likes of Rufai of Arise is my guy any day, anytime. Because he, even though you might not like him, which I do, but he asks the question. empirical facts. He asks you the question. I don't agree with everything that he stands for, but he asks the question, the tough questions. If you don't want to answer a question, don't go to the refi. He's just one of those. But when it comes to the likes of back in the days, we used to have the likes of Delegiwa, who cannot be compromised for any reason, who will go the, all the lengths to investigate and bring every bit of those information back to the people. We've lost that. Nigeria don't have that anymore. All what you have is those that will just come and they are given a piece of paper and then they read whatever it is that is written on it. And I remember the likes of Ruth Bademasi Opia, who was a newscaster on NTA. She resigned when she was given the news that she knew very well wasn't the true state of affairs, and she refused to read the news, and she was fired in NTA. I remember very well. You know, Nigeria have lost such people, and the atmosphere right now. These people have so they've really dealt with the system that listen, it's almost impossible for you to have true journalism practice. Look at the court system. Look at everything that is in that country. Look at everything. Everything is just going south, you know. But I mean, the politicians think all they're interested in is just to be in power. I mean, they're not thinking because at the end of the day, if nothing is done, it's really, really going to boomerang. Trust me, it's just a matter of time. You know, it doesn't matter how good or strong they think they are. They're just kicking the can down the road. But Nigeria, as it is, if the politicians don't do nothing about it, like yesterday, trust me, it's not going to augur well for everybody.
Is well, you'll be well with our country in Jesus' name. Uh, Chairman, what do you think about Nigeria being divided right now? Some part of the country say that these terrorists are not targeting Christians alone. Some says everybody. Do you think that even some content makers, some influencers, yes, we know that some influencers can be paid to represent whatever views that whoever wants them to represent. What do you think about that, Chairman? Yeah, Victor, I'll come to you still on the same question.
Yes. I think this question should be directed to Victor.
Victor, what's your take on
Victor,
this question?
or Sammy. I think they should answer this about the division of the country. TJ is here too. TJ
Em-
have not spoken since.
TJ just came back.
Emilio is so silent.
TJ
I
just
didn't know
came
that
back.
our local,
No, he went
No,
to change
it's
pampers.
is
good to
here.
let it's good to let people have their own views, and I've been
Yep.
very keen in listening to everybody and what everyone has to say. But just a little bit of caution to our moderator. When you don't have empirical facts to say to back if any influencer have received certain things, so it's very difficult for us to be able to say, oh, you know,
Yeah.
we have one nation to protect.
Yeah, influencers are paid to
So
market
they
products. Three of us. I'm an actor, I can tell that.
that,
People can pay influencers to
that's
market
different.
toothpaste,
But
market any product.
I get you, but this is quite different. Like it's when you don't have facts, this is why people get sued sometimes.
That's
When
why
you
we
don't have
didn't mention
empirical
anybody's
facts.
name. So, but are some
No,
influencers paid?
I
Are you
understand.
telling me that some influencers
I
are not paid?
understand. See, I'm not saying people cannot get paid for anything, but just like Victor was talking about, somebody from a particular TV station. I don't want to give any referral because I'm not paid to advertise for any TV station. So if I'm paid, I'll mention the TV station. But what I'm trying to make you understand is people have views. People have, just like we are having our own views right now. I just feel like if we go back to the foundation of where this program began, and thank you, Victor, for taking us way back. And if you remember, I made mention when you asked that question that are there extremists in Islam? Of course, I said every religion has extremists. And if you have to think about it, like if you look about how Christianity came by, and how certain factions started coming, how Catholicism came, Anglican came, this came. It's as a result of what? This person not satisfied with certain doctrine. Okay, let me start my own. This person not okay with this. Let me start my own. Then sect upon sect upon sect came. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So we cannot eradicate this even in human history. Family is fight. Some people will still not agree within family. I've seen families that have fought over 30 years period before they could resolve their differences. Imagine we both know what happened between popular musicians, that we all know that what happened to them was more like a taboo. But this get to tell you how difficult things could get when it comes to human relation or humans behavior. So I think, even despite the fact that President Trump issued those warnings, the question we should be asking ourselves is, can an instant action take out all these things? The answer is no, because there's an infiltration between our military, between the people cannot even speak. There's a communal problem. It's so many things that is going on within. Some people said the one in Borno came as a result of problem between the Kanuri people and some certain people. But because many of us are not living around that area, we cannot fact check it. But some people have been able to fact check it and say, this is what is happening. And people
But
will kill each
T,
other for
TJ,
for land purpose.
T,
Yeah.
TJ,
I know.
if you allow me, I can speak to that. I
Yeah,
know
no,
this
I'm just
area.
sorry. Because I don't want us see this. This is a kind of worm. Like, there's no way we want to open it and cheat everything at once. I'm just touching it little by little, because this thing are beyond our own an immediate resolution. But can President Trump charge them the way he has charged them? Of course. Pantemi during President Buhari time collected data. But my own problem was, during that time when they did forgiveness of all these people, they're not supposed to forgive them. People who have killed and maimed others. Why would you have to forgive them and say, but we're not military experts. Military experts will have their certain reason why they did whatever they did, maybe to collect information or whatsoever. We see what is going on between Israel and Gaza. And they still do, irrespective of whatever challenge they have between each other, they still find a way to still do swapping, talk to one another, and this. Conflict resolution is always the best way to resolve conflict, is always through dialogue. You know, Dialogue is always, everything will still end up resolving in dialogue. So why, instead of picking up arms, why can't people now think of dialogue as the first resolution? But because of
That
ego, we have ego problem.
Now, people are dying in Nigeria. People are being massacred on daily basis
please,
in thousands, and the
yes,
government has done nothing
yes,
about it. Do you think that Donald Trump
Well,
should
I'm not
come
going
in
to
with
say the government
U.S.
has done.
military and help us?
So the
look,
question is, what
listen.
would the military do with
So
infiltration?
I have something to say, TJ. Let me just
Okay.
let me chip in one. So the thing about it is that this is not really about ego. Let's call it what
No,
it
no,
is.
within ourselves,
Yes, no,
within ourselves is ego problem.
wait. First of all, one of the fundamental issues that is playing out right now is that, as a country, as a nation, we do not have one value system. We don't.
Because we're
If I
we're different
ask,
people.
that is what it is. We don't have one value system. The value system up north is different from the value system down south. These people succeeded to the extent of succeeded because they say Boko Haram, which is, in Hausa translation, Boko is Western education.
Hmm.
Haram, is an abomination, right? That's what it is. They
Okay,
do
now
not want the
sorry.
West.
I want to check.
Can I,
I want to check you from from that location. Boko Haram is exactly to what you have said. But do you know, in certain period in the Yoruba world, at some point, can you hear me?
of course,
Hello?
everybody's hearing you.
Yeah.
Yes.
In certain period during the Yoruba time too, and when the Christianity first came to the Yoruba part, not every parent usually allow their kids to go to school, because they feel like going to school is going to eradicate our tradition. I'm sure you could
But
look it
that's
up, you could
okay.
check. So,
Yes,
eh,
of
so,
course,
so
of course, that's okay.
exactly. So, and we all
That's okay.
also.
But TJ, let me land my plane. The thing is that
Mm,
that was then. The Boko Haram, which started this, uses every Western technology to drive home their ideology. They use AK-47. They use the social media. They
somebody
use
sold that
phones. They
idea
use
to them, probably.
they use. Let me finish. They use every Western um, information and tools to drive home their ideology against Western education. So why do they succeed to the extent that they did? Was because it was embraced, right? Now, I said that to say that it is not because of ego. It is because there's an ideology. And you and I know very well that there's what they call takia in Islam that you know very well. You know what I mean. When they say takia, as a Muslim, it is permitted. It's there in the Quran. You are allowed to play whatever role that you need to play in
As
order
what?
to further.
See, brother. Let's
Oh, with
let's let's let's
are you trying to say? Okay,
see.
TJ, if you
Let's
allow me, I'll just finish my point and then
Okay.
you take it off from there. That would be very
Okay.
No,
nice.
we
Okay,
Okay.
have
so
20 minutes to
it,
round up. We have 20 minutes to round
okay,
up.
so
Do you think that
in essence,
Sorry, brother,
in
because
essence,
I was actually in. If we continue this topic, right, we can talk about it for the next 5 days, and we're not. There's no resolution. This is how to. If we can be having this deliberation for this long, and we're still talking about same points. So imagine people at the helms of affairs. What is the problem that they're going to be going through? I think President Jonathan tried a little bit in some areas about
because
introducing.
they do not
Sorry, brother.
they do
Let me
not want
finish.
to say the truth.
Sorry, just let me
They
see.
do not want to speak. They do not want to speak the truth to
Truth to
themselves.
truth be
What
exactly.
we need to do, yes,
Truth is
what we need to do is to tell. No, no,
truth is
it's
subjective
truth is
to.
subjective. Is
See, I'm sorry. Let me quickly just raise this point. What has happened has happened. The solution is what the government should be doing, and amongst what they should be doing is what President Tinubu is actually working on right now. I
what
think
is that?
what's he
President
working on?
Jonathan
What
did.
is that?
Wait, so President
What
Jonathan
is
did.
that?
Wait, just let me explain. President Jonathan did a
Yeah.
little bit of some of those. One of those things is what making sure like people in that environment, especially the northerners who used to see school as something that is archaic or something that is Western that is not beneficial, should see the benefit of having to go to school. That's structural transformation. It's very, very essential. If we don't do that, then there's no way like that environment is going to change. Job creation, infrastructural development, it's very, very it's very it's very, very key because all of these things are things that we need. If they don't put all this thing in place, will continue to rise. We also what is happening in the eastern region too now. After ESN was created, an ideology is an ideology. It is very easy. It is very easy to create it, but it's when it becomes rise and big. It is very, very hard to tame, and that is why like they always try most of the time to make sure like they cut all these things before it becomes something big. And that's why there's division even in beliefs about people should some people say, oh, Nnamdi Kanu should be released. Some people say, oh, it should not be released because their family were lost during the creation of blah 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 blah. You see, because I believe in the struggle
The,
too. I'm not
the,
wait, I believe people should fight for what
TJ,
they believe in. Wait, brother. I believe people should fight in what they believe in, not like the Boko Haram one. But I hope President Trump can actually do something if it's to charge them, and if it's to support with the military, if it's to put the military in Sambisa forest and let them take action. No problem. At least there was a time when America went into Sambisa forest and took this person that was kidnapped, just as if something never happened. So if America can do that, definitely America have first-hand information, and I hope President Trump can actually work and help in this particular avenue. That's my submission.
so TJ, you've cited examples. You left all the way what is being spoken about. You've gone to the east. You've spoken about Nnamdi Kanu. You've spoken about ESN. You forgot that
Because
well, let me
okay.
finish. Let me finish. You forgot
Mm-hmm.
to mention the fact that why we are here this evening or this morning, depending on your time zone, is because of the killings of Christians all over Nigeria, especially in the Middle Belt and in the North. You and I know very well that these people have been killing thousands of Christians. And ask me, how come the likes of Mayati Allah, who openly confessed to the killings several times, that is a revenge killing, that their cow were rustled, nothing, not even a single one of them had been arrested or prosecuted or put in jail. None of them. But you are quick to mention the likes of Nnamdi Kanu, who have not for one day carried even a machete to harm one person. No evidence of such. But he's been incarcerated. And you are mentioning him. You left the likes of what's his name? Um, oh, what's this guy's name now? That did all what he did to the extent that he killed and he was pardoned the other day, right? You see the government officials sitting down with these bandits, so-called bandits, because they keep changing their names, giving them beautiful names just to make them look like that they are not what they are, right? You call them bandits, you call them herdsmen, you call them, these are terrorists
And
in one word.
this
That
is why,
these
if
are
you remember what I
these are
said when I was saying
terrorists.
my
Let me
word,
finish.
I
Yes,
said
let me
each
finish. Let
governance.
me finish.
I was
Let
quiet.
me finish.
I was quiet,
No, let
but
me
before you
finish.
finish,
Let me
okay.
no. I have to drive home my point. Right. These are
Mm-hmm.
these. You see government officials taking selfie with these guys, taking photo up with these guys. You see them with their guns, with their arms and ammunition. They have meeting. You saw all these things. After the meeting, they left. These are people who are slaughtering innocent Nigerians in their homes and in their farms, in their churches, in their schools. These are the people doing it. But yet, the government doesn't do nothing about them. And you're talking about Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu has nothing to do with the killings that is going on
So the
all
example of
over
the
the
ones you
place.
just said is in what is in which states? Do they have a
Which one?
governor or they don't have a governor? The
They
one you
have
just
the,
said, oh,
remember Lawal, Ahmed Lawal of Zamfara State,
okay.
stated, and I quote, that they know where these guys are. They know
It's not even
where these
only
guys are.
Lawan that have said it. During Jonathan
Yes.
period too, they said the same thing. So if they
So
know where they are, why couldn't they take action?
that's because the security of the nation is solely the responsibility of the federal government. They have control of the
No, but
police, they have control of the
the states,
military, they
wait,
have the
this,
control of the
this,
navy, they have
each.
control of every cohesive forces of the nation is solely in the command and control of the federal government of Nigeria. The state are just there as figurehead when it comes to
Comes to
security.
security. I cannot
They cannot command even the lowest, even a corporal or a private police officer. The governor cannot give an order to the commissioner of police and he adhere to it. He has to take his orders from Abuja. So the security of the nation solely lies in the foot of the federal government because they have command and control. The governors do not. They are just there saying that they are chief security of the state. That's just in name, but in reality, they don't because they don't have command. That's what it is. The governor of Niger State stated clearly on one of the radio stations, he spoke in Hausa, he said they will see these guys. They are operating, they are coming, they know where they are, they know where they're coming, and they will say this is where they are, but the commissioner or whoever the military guys have to take order from Abuja. And so by the time the whole thing goes through, they've done whatever they want to do and they've left. So when we are speaking about it, this is the reason why this thing keep lingering because we don't
So
want to
what
tell
is the
ourselves the truth.
solution? So what
This
is the solution?
the solution, if you ask my sincere opinion, the solution is let us call ourselves together, sit down, and have a discussion as a nation. Let's speak to ourselves and say, okay, this is what I want. If you in the north you prefer to have an Islamic enclave, like they have the Sharia law, and they want to be very pure and clean, and that is their priority. They should have it. It is their right to have it. I support them 100%. If the people in the south feels like, okay, their priority is for them to have certain kind of lifestyle and whatever it is, they should also have it. But let's come and have this understanding, because everything that you see here, without us having this fundamental discussion, the foundation, this that we are patching, leaks here and there, trying to mend things over there. At the end of the day, it might not be able to stand, because the foundation has to be solid. And for us to have a solid foundation, we need to sit down, look ourselves eyeball to eyeball, and say, okay, this is my interest. Can you accommodate this? This is your interest. Can I accommodate it? Let's just sit down, talk, and create a nation where we will respect ourselves. And then if we cannot do that, if we look at ourselves and say, well, you don't want me to be doing my thing as I want, okay, let me go and be doing my thing now. And if your own is too hard for me, I don't want somebody to cut my hand because I was hungry, I mistakenly did what I'm not supposed to do. Eh?
Victor, because of time.
I don't want my hand to be
Because of
cut.
time.
Okay, let me go decide. I mean, but we need to sit down without us having to sit down
Victor, because of
and
time.
take care
Please,
of this
please
thing.
hold on. Please.
This we will
The
just be
country,
doing
the country is
just
at war.
dressing here and there,
Victor, hold on.
because this is very
Victor, hold on.
is foundational. I'm telling you, this is foundational. But
Victor, hold on.
as it
Anyway,
speak,
the most simple thing that I would just want President Trump to do first, that I feel is going to be our way forward, and the first solution is to publish that name that refused they refuse to publish the sponsors. If President Trump wants to help us first, he should put pressure on them to release those names. If they are the people
Terrorist.
that is our problem, let them publish them and ban them from our politics and all what's not.
I don't
I
think
think
that
that
can
one
happen.
is the.
That cannot happen.
So you are
If the
saying
government,
President Trump can't do that?
no, 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 it's not his responsibility to do that. The list is with the
But
Nigerian government.
so
The list is with the Nigerian.
if you can't put, you think you cannot put pressure on them, but you think you can actually send in military. Which one is much more easier?
The no the military aspect is something that they can do. You said it, that when one of their citizens was kidnapped, they went in there without the consent of Nigeria. They went in there and rescued him successfully. So if when it comes to military, they can do whatever they want to do, But what I'm saying is that that list has been out for a very long time, to the extent that I think up to 16 Nigerians were jailed in Dubai, and lists were given. And Malami, I remember the then Attorney General, he said they had the list, and they refused to publish the list. Why do you think they don't publish the list? It's
Then we are not
because
ready
those
for
that are in,
solution. If we cannot just publish
yes,
only list, then we are not ready.
That's
So
that's
it
why.
became a cash cow. It became a cash cow. Some people are earning from it. Just like, we might not pay attention to what Tony said earlier, but whether you like it or not, some people are making money from this. And that's why Buhari felt, insulted. Back can the NSA do this and do that? These people, if we are not here to be mentioning names, but everything is at the public space. Those who receive money that they did not do their job. You know, there's supposed to be like checks and balances. If you get this to do this, you don't do it. This is what is coming for you. But there's nobody checking anyone. What are they doing with all this money? So those are our lingering problems. If we're not going to solve all this, then I don't know if anything is going to be resolved.
Uh,
for me, it will be resolved. Is I mean, we have to have a way. We have to find a way to resolve this,
right
because
now,
people cannot just be dying
uh,
like chicken
Victor,
every
right
day.
now, the country is at war. Nigerians are living in IDP camps, which is refugee camps, in their own country.
Yep,
I think
yep,
America has to come in.
absolutely.
I, for
If you
one,
if you
do
remember,
not
one
trust
of those
Nigerian
things that the
government.
president has actually done is to improve our human capital and social services. They've been doing a lot of educational
My
stuff
brother, I
over
don't
time.
care. Those
You
are
know,
nonsense. The country is at war. If the country is at war, every other thing is nonsense. So what do you do when a snake
these are part
enters
of
your house?
solution.
No, if a snake enters your
Okay,
house,
brother, hold
will
on,
you be solving other problems or you take care
hold
of the
on,
snake
hold on.
first?
No, no, hold on. I understand what you're saying. Even the great America that we have today, you see, most of the jobs that were created that everybody talks about, that is a job in America, there is this, there is that, that government funds this, government fund that. All of these programs were once created so that people can have something created and people can go look for job from individuals rather than be waiting for government for job creation.
I
If
understand.
government can throw out funds,
No, when a country is at war, you finish the war, then you start another thing. It's as
so
simple
how
as
do you
that.
separate water from oil?
How?
If I pour water inside the oil now, how do you separate it in 24
This has
hours?
nothing to do with water and oil. Terrorists are in our
Because there is
country.
infiltration already.
No,
There are
no.
people. See, I don't know about you, but I can speak for myself. My mother was a Christian. My father is a Muslim. I'm a Muslim. I cannot. Nobody can preach to me about Christianity because I know Christianity firsthand. I have two sisters that are non-Muslim, so there's nothing you want to say to me about Christianity that I don't know because I have them firsthand in my family.
I'm not talking
So
about
that
Christianity. I'm
religious
Islam,
tolerance
a
is.
Muslim right now. There is a war in the
But
country.
see, wait, see, there is no, we can't call it war. War against what?
My brother, there is war. The
Is it
problem
an
is that they are
ideology?
killing us
Is an
and the
ideology?
government has refused to do anything. So
It
we
is
have
an
to face the
ideology
problem.
problem. We have. So how do you solve it? Give me a solution. If what I'm saying does not seem to gel,
No.
if you think the government is not doing it, let's assume we are the government. What do you think the solution is? How do you resolve this matter? I've asked
That's why
Victor. He
that's
has
why
placed
the
his own suggestion.
military
Can I hear your suggestion?
the military is not helping Nigerians.
Everything is not
The military
kinetic.
is attacking
Everything is
Nigerians when
not
they come out for
kinetic.
protest. The police will arrest citizens when they come out for protest. But the military cannot go to take out Boko Haram. Nigeria had the best military.
Okay,
Nigerian
assuming
military
I
used to do
agreed with
ECOMOG, solving the problems
assuming
in
I agreed
Africa,
with
the whole
everything you have
Africa.
said,
But Nigeria cannot take care of
moderator.
terrorists in our own country. Why?
Assuming I agreed everything. See, forget the term terrorist or whatsoever. These people are being sponsored by whoever is being sponsored.
They are being
But what I'm
sponsored by
trying to
some people in
ask you,
Nigerian government. If
so if
Nigerian
they are not,
government, if
then
some people in
exactly.
Nigerian government are not sponsoring it, they will bring out the list. We have the list that have their name. Where is the list? Why is
This,
it being
this,
covered?
this, these are one of the these are one of the things I said that are ways toward resolving this. But you said it's not, and that's why I'm asking that if you have any other advice, you could put it in the column of a newspaper and let's see,
We're helpless.
because if
That's
we
why we're
continue
begging
to
for
just
America to come and help us. They are killing us. It's as simple as that. The government is not doing nothing.
okay,
They won't let the
take for
media speak the
example,
truth. They won't let people
take
protest.
for example,
Now they are suppressing
okay,
information on social media. So we need
I
America to help
understand
us.
your outcry, sir.
Yeah.
Assuming I'm America, for example, I'm President Trump, and you're Nigerian president, or you are whoever you are as Nigerian, you want me to help you. What do you want me to do? I should just come, bring gun, and start shooting. Where should I start from? Lagos,
let,
Ibadan, or where?
let me tell you. Let me
We know where the terrorists are.
TJ,
Okay,
TJ,
okay, yeah, I'm listening, Baba.
the American government
hmm
has more intelligence than you can ever imagine.
President Jonathan too said that. Of course, we know.
One of the reasons why the way Trump handled Trump 1.0, the the way he handled the issues were different from the way he's going about it right now is because of the intelligence that he had. 1.0 was predominantly the intelligence that was skewed towards directing his focus on a particular direction. Trump 2.0, the intelligence he has now is his intelligence. It's like the things that are going on are the things that he's getting. If you watch all over the world, I give you the examples of Iran. What he did in Iran was based on his intelligence that he had, right?
So, like I
That
said,
was why.
don't forget. Like I said earlier when we started, I said I would love President Trump to command. and let them, in fact, let them help us flatten Sambisa if it's possible. If
Who
that's the
told you?
hideout.
Who told you
Hmm.
that they are still in Sambisa? Who
See,
told you
like,
that they
I
are
don't
still
know.
in Sambisa?
See,
That's what
see
I'm
I,
saying. So he is working. Let me finish. Let me finish. He
okay.
is working. I think I want to believe. I'm not saying like for sure like I was part of it. No, I believe that he's working based on the intelligence that he has. That these guys are somewhere. Just like you and I can see. We could see that they came for a meeting. They sat down. They had a meeting. Took photo up. Took selfies with the people and left. When they left, they went somewhere. These guys are somewhere, right? So you cannot say they don't know. Like
And that's why I
Lawa
said
said, the
they've made it
Zamfara
a
state
cash
governor
cow.
said that the Zamfara state governor said they know where they are. The Niger state governor said they know where they are. El Rufai said they were paid. So if you cannot pay someone if you don't know where he or she is. So they know where these guys are, right? So it is
At what
clear.
stage do we became so helpless that we can't do all this ourselves? It's because we
no,
have.
no, he's not aligned. No, 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 no.
Mm,
First of all, when it started, it was about
mhm,
some people took advantage of it like politics. Remember, bring back our girls, the
yeah.
girls that were kidnapped in Chibok. The intelligence that was given by the federal government, they told the Borno state government not to allow those kids to take that exam in that school. They were warned, they were told, and yet they insisted. And the kids sat for that exam and they were kidnapped. They were just taken away, right?
Hmm.
And what happened? It was blown. Oh, the likes of Michelle Obama was hashtag bring back our girls, right? Oh, hashtag bring back our girls. Everybody all over the world, hashtag bring back our girls. What was it? It was about taking out Jonathan, right? At the end of the day, he was so incompetent. He was this, he was that. And I remember very well, I used to fly aero contractor, 7,000 naira. I'll fly from Port Harcourt, from Lagos to Abuja, from Lagos to Port Harcourt, 7,000 euro contractor. A bag of rice then was 7,000 naira, 6,000 depending on the make or the brand, right? But Jonathan was so incompetent. There was insecurity, right? This was what was we're being told then. So then it was like politics, just trying to get away the government. At the end of the day,
We
what
can't take
happened?
away the fact that
And
politics
and
was
and
involved.
and Boko Haram said, remember, Boko Haram nominated the late Buhari to negotiate on their behalf. And they
One last
quickly,
question.
saw what it is and said,
One last question because of
and
time.
reneged that he wasn't going to do it.
One last question
What do you mean one time?
because of time. No, please. One last question. We're closing
Okay.
in 3 minutes. Do you think that this terrorist deserves amnesty? The government gives them amnesty. Victor, 1 minute on this. TJ, 1 minute on it. Please. TJ, starting with you.
You said, do you think the government deserves what?
Do you think that this terrorist deserves amnesty from Nigerian government?
Like I said, we're not professionals in this when it comes to handling matters of this nature. And that is why I think if you watch how they've done the first during the Buhari administration, how they took them, they did amnesty for them and they brought them into the military, which if you see from Sam's suggestions, that it's one of those things that a lot of people saw as something that is very detrimental. Secondly, because they adopted that method during Jonathan's period and it worked, if you
No.
remember, with the militants. So I'm not going to,
I
I'm very,
disagree that it
very,
worked.
see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not an expert in this
Yeah,
particular
yeah, but we
whatever.
all
It's
have
like a
some
starting
facts.
point.
Some of
I
the
wouldn't know if it's
so-called
going to work.
repented terrorists infiltrated the
Hmm.
military and were giving out information. So
But okay,
a
so,
terrorist that
but
has been
how,
killing citizens, do they deserve to be in
so,
our
so like,
military, in our security?
see,
So yes,
that is your
see,
own view.
I
We're not. That's why I
I
said I'm
thought
not an expert here. So the only thing I can just say is because militaries don't believe in when you have headache, you should. I mean, police rather, they don't believe in when you have headache, then you should cut off your head. So if they take them, they will be able to ask them questions. That's how you can have intel. So if they kill them immediately, are they going to have intel on solving matters? So I'm sure you know you can't just because you're angry because this then you're gonna act that same way. So I believe they usually keep them just to have intel, and people deserve second chance. That's why they have correctional whatever too, correctional facilities instead of prison in America. They call it correctional facilities where you go in and learn how to become better for your own future. So I
TJ, I want to
believe
ask you a
that's the
question.
reason why all of these were created. Yeah.
I want a question.
Okay,
You're
okay,
the president of a
okay.
country.
But
Victor, hold on, I'm coming to you.
Mhm.
I thought you said
Yes, I'm
I
coming
thought
to you.
you said
Sorry.
1 minute.
Sorry. Uh, you're the father of a nation as the president. And
Mhm.
somebody come and kill thousands of your children. You will not
Mm.
give the same person the security to protect the remaining children. Are you going to do that?
If I'm a Christian, what does the Bible say I should do? I'll throw that back to you.
No. Bible did not tell
It's
me to
I
give the
just I
same person that killed my children
so
security
but
of my
Jesus
children.
say if they slap wait now. If Jesus say if they slap you on the right cheek,
Are
you should
we
turn the
are we
left
He
ear.
said forgive them.
are we being ruled by the are we
Forgiveness
But he
being
is
said
different
forgive
from
them.
giving you the room to protect
wait,
the people you've been killing.
should we
You just
okay,
wanted
so
my
should we
view.
use
My view should not be I should accept whatever you are saying. Don't forget. The only thing I can just say is may God heal the nation and may God give our
Of
leaders
course.
the solution to
Of
solve
course.
the problem of our nation. Thank you.
Of course. Uh, Savi, over to
so
you.
TJ, yes, TJ, you always know how to like poke me in a way. You have gone down to cite the example of what Jonathan did, but you fail to acknowledge and realize that the ideologies, these are two ideologies. For
Mm,
example, the reason why Jonathan had to succeed with the Niger Delta militant was because the Niger Delta militant had a right cause. They had a cause they were fighting for.
mm.
They were being marginalized. They had the resources, and look at what is happening in their region.
And they were not terrorists,
Because
they were agitators. Yeah.
It's all
you
English.
take their resources, you destroy
All of
their
these
land,
things are just
you
adjectives. Terrorist. My.
TJ, allow me to make my point, please, because
Mhm.
I don't want you to be interrupting, right? You take their resources, you deny them everything, their God-given resources, right? You take
Mm.
all these things and then decide to agitate, right? Why they were agitating? They were not killing people in mass. While they were agitating, what they did was to go to the oil rigs, kidnap the expatriate to make a point. And at some point, it became like a negotiation. When they are kidnapped, they don't kill them. They negotiate and get ransom. But these people, they come with the sole purpose of eradicating a whole tribe. They go to a place, they kill everybody, they burn the houses, burn the schools, burn the churches,
And this is
burn
why
their
some people have
farmland.
come to say there are
That's what they do.
resources where
So,
those things
so, so,
happen.
so now,
Have you forgotten? Have you forgotten people
what
were
I'm
saying
saying
there are
is
resources there?
that you cannot be citing example of the Niger Delta militant when the two ideologies are different. The reason for the Niger Delta militant, everybody knows, and the reason why it succeeded was because they were at ease to say, okay, we understand that this is what is going on. Now let's take
The
care of
question
this,
he
and
asked
then
me
that
was
was
for
how
me to
it was.
answer in one
But
minute,
these guys,
and I
but
gave
these
my
guys,
opinion.
you use 20 minutes for that 1 minute to the extent that I have to ask, is it not 1 minute again? So now these guys come, they kill in the name of whatever they believe in, and then they erase a whole generations by slaughtering them. Even our present president had a tweet in 2014 where he said that the Christian population are being slaughtered, and the government stand by and doing nothing. It's in the street. It's right there.
Every
He said it that they
See,
are
we
being
can't
slaughtered,
deny the fact that everything is
right?
politicized.
So when
Do,
we
do,
speak, when we
Do you
speak,
agree that
let's deal with
everything is
let's
being
deal
politicized?
let's deal with number. You can say everything is being politicized, but those who are in the grave right now does not have the mouth to speak about that. They are dead and they were killed by these terrorists, and they have been killed in numbers, and the government has been doing nothing. That's what I'm saying. Because if
Have
they've
you
been doing something,
Victor,
sorry,
the
have you read
numbers will
about
not be
the
what it
Benin?
is right
Have you read
now,
about the
right?
Benin massacre before?
What Benin massacre?
When the British came to Benin and wiped the whole population.
Are we talking about the British?
Because when we go to history, we'll see there's people see. That's why I
Do
keep
you want to us
see,
to talk about massacres?
see,
I
see,
can bring
see,
you massacres.
no, 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 no,
Tell
see,
no.
us about
Please,
massacre.
because of time,
see. This is
Tell us about
Victor,
massacre.
this is why I
hold on, hold
said
on,
You
hold
can't take
on.
me back to the British era. We are talking about what the Christians are facing today in Nigeria.
Mr.
We
Moderator,
are
have I
talking
been
about
able to give
how,
a simple
what
answer in
can be
1 minute?
done. No,
Victor, hold on.
I am making my point.
Victor,
You're
hold
not the
on.
moderator.
Victor,
I've
hold on.
heard you, sir.
Victor,
But have I
please.
been able to give you my answer using Jesus as a sample? Because remember,
No,
this is
you
much more
cannot
like,
use Jesus because we are not using Jesus law to run Nigeria.
but
We are not using Jesus
but
law
you
to
don't have,
run
nobody
Nigeria.
has monopoly of
If we
Jesus.
want to use Jesus law, if we want to use Jesus law, let's agree to together. It's okay. Moving on, we are using Jesus law, and then we know that yes, we are now using Jesus law.
And
You
what
cannot
is that?
set Jesus
Okay,
law
Victor, hold
when it
Wait
on.
suits
now.
you, when it
Victor,
suits
hold
you,
on.
and then
Please,
when it doesn't
please,
suit you,
please.
you
Victor,
don't
we're
want to use
closing now in 60
Jesus law.
seconds. Please, just answer my question in 1 minute. Do you think that government should grant amnesty to repentant terrorists? So-called repentant
No.
terrorists.
Show me one place in the whole world where it has been done. No, no, none. That you said someone who took up arms against a nation, killed their soldiers, killed their population, slaughtered men, raped women, did commit all manner of things, and then you say for some reason you will be able to rehabilitate that person. You think you will be able to do that? This is somebody who has been radicalized from inception. This is engraved in his DNA. It is not something that you just speak to him and then he's off it. No, it has never been done. But
Another
this is the
question.
same country where
Another question.
if you speak against the system, if you speak against the system, you will be thrown in jail. As a matter of fact, the system will even go to the extent of kidnapping you from another country in order to drive home a point. But you that have been slaughtering and killing and maiming and raping, they want to sit down and negotiate with you. Don't you see the irony that if you have an AK-47, the government want to sit down and talk with you like it is normal, and then if you don't have it, then they just want to
Thank you very
throw
much,
you in
Vic.
jail. Don't
Thank
you
you
see
very
that?
much. We've come to the end of
Irony.
this podcast. One final take. TJ, 1 minute. Victor, 1 minute. What do you tell Nigerians who are panicking that America is coming in? Nigerian citizens. What do you tell them in 1 minute? If you have
All
family,
I'm
friends
just
back
gonna
home who are
say to
panicking.
Nigerians to be calm. We are a praying nation both ways. It's hardly you look into Nigeria, especially from the southern, from the southwest, where you don't find a family where we have both Muslim and Christian. Let them become we're a praying nation. Put everything before God, and I believe this too shall pass.
Thank you very much. So, Victor, what do you tell family and friends back home who are panicking that America may be coming in?
Well, always agree with my Emilocom brother. You know, there's no need for the panic. At the end of the day, there might not be actual military action. We should just see how best we could you know hold our government to do more in terms of this security, and there shouldn't be any reason to panic because you know as long as you are not among the bad guys who are really doing this, yeah, I mean, there's no need to panic. But the only thing that I think people are concerned about is the kind of, the optics, the how is going to, the nation, how the world is going to be looking at the nation. I think that's the major concern of most politicians. I also understand that, it could affect the nation in some way. But it is more important for us to have, security than to, have a good face over there and then we're dying in numbers here. So it's rather we be having a peaceful coexistence with our brothers and sisters than having to, have a good face to the world and then we're dying. So we should be living and then they work and think whatever they want to think about us as long as we are good at home. So there's no need for panic.
Thank you very much. Uh, Home is where you come to, you have peace. There should be security at home.
Home is where your heart is.
Yes. And for over a decade now, we've not had peace in our own country. We have been homeless in our own country. Our brothers and sisters are living in IDP camps and are even being killed in those IDP camps. So, if America is coming in to help us, I support that idea because I don't trust our government to do anything about it. They've not been doing anything practical about it, or they are incompetent in that. So, we need help. So, families, friends back home, there's nothing to panic. If America is coming in, they are coming in to fight the enemies that want to kill us in our own land. So thank you very much. God bless you. Please like, comment, share. If you have any ideas you want to share, share. If you have information you want to share with people in the comment sections, please do that. God bless you. Have a beautiful night. Thank you.
All right. Bye.